Hi, I'm Tim Timmons. I've been a pastor for a little over 35 years. My basic interest and mission has been to teach the life and teachings of Jesus in every way that I can. In this particular episode, it revolves around the first miracle Jesus ever performed that is recorded. It's in John chapter 2. He's at a wedding in the city of Cana, and while he's there, they have run out of wine. So here he said, pour the water into these pots, and then when they poured the pots again, wine came out. In other words, he changed the water to wine. In the series that we're talking about, in this particular episode, here they have that same wedding that we're building toward, and they don't have wine, but they've got empty pots and then water, and he changes it, Yesido changes it to nectar.
I believe there is some more nectar in these buckets.
Huh? This is incredible. The water just changed into nectar. It's a miracle.
Obviously, they need the nectar, but they also need some food.
I am not going fishing again until you admit that I'm a better fisherman than you.
In this particular episode, we have one of the most humorous stories with Jack and Jacob, the ordinary pelican brotherly rivalry going on all the time.
I'm better, but I'm best. Hold on tight, and I'll put you to the tail.
They are James and John. They're known as the Sons of Thunder.
Hey, get out of my way. You just slow me down.
When there's fish to be had, I don't need you around.
You might think you're better, but brother, I'm best.
Oh, no.
The whole episode is talking about what we need at this particular wedding.
The wedding will be absolutely ruined if Jack and Jacob don't bring the fish they are responsible for catching.
What we see is the drama of these brothers fighting and comparing and blaming one another.
Jack can't catch any fish.
I've caught exactly as many as you did. 0.
And Yesido saying,
Do you think it would make a difference if you tried to fish together?
this is exactly what Jesus did all the way through his ministry. As they learned to work together, they began to see the wisdom of it. Why? Because it worked. The brothers caught the fish, brought it to the wedding.
153 fish.
Biggest catch ever.
We have an amazing wedding ceremony.
Fiona and Freddie, may your love be never-ending. May you share each other's burdens, and may you always work together towards a common goal.
When Yesido shows up, all seem to get along. There's a sense of his presence.
Together as one.
We're going to get through it as we work together, learn how to love one another through it, and understand the presence of Jesus in the process. This episode is called Love Your Enemies. Do you have any enemies? I mean, people that you don't like, people that don't like you. Maybe you know why, or maybe you don't know why, but it's obvious that you're not getting along with them. Well, Jesus does something here that's so counterintuitive. He goes against the grain in every way. He doesn't say, go fight your enemies, go beat up your enemies, let's overpower your enemies. He says, I got a great way to get rid of all of your enemies. This is the beauty of this message of love. The way to destroy all of your enemies, I don't care what grade you're in, I don't care what business you're in, I don't care what you do, the greatest way to destroy all of your enemies is to love them. And when you love them, they cannot remain an enemy. There are two basic kinds of enemies we're dealing with in this episode. And boy, in each case, I think you can relate to them. One is a guy by the name of Zacchaeus.
1 for you, 2 for me.
That is not fair.
Poor little kingfisher.
Zacchaeus is found in the New Testament in Luke chapter 19. He's a tax collector.
A tax or two is always due. Thank you very much. And there is nothing you can do. Thank you very much.
Zach, the tax collector, thought he had no friends. Let me tell you something. He knew he had no friends.
That guy's worse than a bottom-feeding catfish on a hot summer afternoon.
That's pretty bad.
Yesido says, I'm going to invite all these people.
My friends and I are coming to your tree for dinner tonight at sunset.
What?
They really would love to be with you.
No one has ever come to my tree. Everyone hates me, wants me to shrivel up and die. No one likes me, Yesido.
We will see.
I think it's that changed Zach's heart to say, wait a minute, you can see it in the episode. No one's ever wanted to come to my home. So all of a sudden, a man who knew he had no friends, had to be the loneliest man in Jericho, has now having a party, and he's throwing it, and these people want to be there.
I can say that I am so honored to have you in my sycamore tree. So please, eat all you want.
Really?
And I think that's a subtle way of showing people you love them, especially those who aren't expecting it, and that would be your enemy.
Everything's right in the end. 'Cause it's better to be a friend.
There's a second story within the Yesido episode here.
Yes. We have a serious matter we hoped you could help us resolve.
This is based in John chapter 8. What we have here is a lady who comes in. She basically says, I stole someone's husband. She admits to this. She says this is what she's done.
And as you know, according to our law, she is to be shunned from the bird world and never spoken to again.
Yesido turns the whole tables on the righteous ones.
How about this? The one of you who has never made a mistake can punish this bird.
Who here wants to judge her? The one who has no sin at all. You've never committed any sin, never done anything wrong.
Not me.
One by one, they walk away. Just like the story of Jesus. You see the same thing in this episode.
Where are your accusers now?
That's the beauty of love. It covers over what one passage says. It covers over a multitude of sins and sinful people. That's the power of loving your enemy.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm a mom of 3, and welcome to Natalie's Nest. I'd like to share a little bit with you about what Yesido means to me. The moms that I've talked to about this have been really excited.
Honestly, saying you are sorry means a lot. Go back to your flock and follow your heart to do what's right from now on.
As moms, we have too few chances to talk about our faith with our kids, and this is a really great way to share it with them and start the conversations.
The day is young, and there is so much more profit to be made for me.
I loved the Zacchaeus character, or Zach as we call him in this episode, and my kids liked him.
Maggie the Sunbird. That'll be 3 acorns.
3 acorns? Well, that's 2 more than you're entitled to.
I meant 5 acorns.
I love the song where Zacchaeus sings, "Thank you very much."
A little more evens the score. You're helping out a bunch. It's a fact of life you can't ignore. Thank you very much.
When you hear a catchy song, that sticks with you. We want this to be sticky with kids. We want them to really grasp what we're teaching, but also remember the words.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll be back.
What Yesido does is he comes and he teaches love and humility and forgiveness and grace. And those are the messages that are universal.
What would you do if I told you that Zach is hosting a dinner for us at a sycamore tree tonight?
I'd faint.
We should love our enemies, don't you think?
I love the Jack and Jacob relationship, and I can totally relate where they're trying to be better than each other, and the song that they sing.
It's hard to be humble when you're number 1. Don't worry, bro, someday you'll catch some. Ow!
You might think you're better, but brother, I'm best.
No way, brother, I'm best.
What are you talking about?
That is a perfect way to sum up boys and brothers. I think moms will really appreciate this episode because it has a lot to do with conflict resolution. And that's what we face a challenge with constantly.
There are no fish in that lake. Why don't you try the spot over by the tall reeds? But this time, work together.
Moms will appreciate seeing the way Jesus, or Yesero, tells us to love each other and forgive.
This is just for you.
How that can just resolve a conflict naturally. I'm picturing kids in my back seat, kids killing time between doing homework, kids they're always watching cartoons or watching television. Why not take advantage of the things they're already doing and the tools we have to communicate these lessons to them?
May your love be never-ending. May you share each other's burdens, and may you always work together towards a common goal.
We really feel like this is a universal, timeless message that we want our kids to see. We want all kids to hear that they were created with a purpose and that there is a God that loves and forgives, and He wants us to forgive just as He did.
And this is take 136.
You know, Yesu is filled with all original music, which is somewhat unique for this level of production.
So, just not each one sing all the way through?
Yeah.
Developing the music was one of the most fun parts for me, being a musician myself.
So we're in E.
Okay.
Our musical director is a composer or songwriter by the name of Ed Smart, who does some tremendous stuff.
Something from my heart. You do that without music. It's pretty good.
You know, I got a master's, so I can do that.
Oh, man.
It's the fish! We must have fish or the wedding will be ruined!
In writing to picture, I let the script and the personalities of the characters be my guide.
You're never quite sure what's going to happen when one of those birds opens their mouths to sing, because it could be really different than what you've seen before.
Ah, good. This is much better.
We need from Tom.
As an actor who sings instead of a singer who acts, you come into singing sessions terrified.
There's some sort of poem or speech or song to sing.
You're gonna sing?
The music is also done before we begin animation, so we're well aware of the rhythm, the timing.
We've got it covered.
But they've got to write a song, like a hit song, that runs a minute to a minute and a half, and that's been a big challenge because that's not a lot of time.
On this day, everyone sings your name.
I think we'd like to get one more group, and then we'll ready to do ISOs. But it's sounding really good. It's really sounding good.
Start with something from my heart.
One of the most fun parts about singing for Maggie is having some creative freedom in the actual melody lines and the emotion of it.
Yeah.
So occasionally you get a song that just sticks in your head for a while, and that's great. That's what we're trying to do.
For the wedding song, which is called Together, I wanted to create a very lovely melody that talks about a young couple starting their lives together.
Together forever, joined with the promise of love.
I love the song that the two little finches sing when they are so in love, and it's this sweet little love song, and it just like reminded me of all those great old cartoon love songs.
We'll share together forever as one.
Those are fun moments for me to play as an actor, because to see Rocky start off being, we're having a wedding and happy, and then by the end of it just pulling his feathers out, as it were, and going completely chaotic.
With the tax collector song, I wanted to create something that was fun but still had a bit of a bite to it.
So glad to serve and to be served. I'm so very touched. It's great to get what I deserve. Thank you very much.
There was a line from the script.
A tax or two is always due.
And that just seemed to fit a rhythm of a Latin salsa beat.
Thank you very much. And there is nothing you can do. Thank you very much.
And it is a defining moment because it really shows you that the love of Yesado is absolute. And therefore, it will conquer all and it will bring people together again.
Maybe this love your enemies thing really works.
I am not going fishing again until you admit that I'm a better fisherman than you.
We figured it would be really a blast to try to do a fun song where we're doing sort of a Annie get your gun kind of takeoff, where it's, you know, anything you could do, I could do better.
I'm better, but I'm best. Hold on tight and I'll put you to the test.
And we actually recorded it at the same time, which makes it a challenge because you have to have separate mics so that one doesn't bleed into the other.
You might think you're better, but brother, I'm best. Oh, no, no, brother, I'm best.
Ed just grabbed right onto that and just made it bigger than better than we could even imagine.
Because they are performed with an often kind of a country performance, I'll use country instruments such as a dobro, which is a very twangy, plucky instrument and has a lot of bends and
I can spot a minnow from a mile away.
It had almost elements of Elvis in it.
No way, brother, I'm best. What are you talking about? No.
Almost a rockabilly country rock, and we both just went off.
Brother, I'm best.
It just became a big fun Broadway kind of production number.
No, brother, I'm best.
It's very refreshing to do a first pass and to get notes back saying, go further, go for it, have more fun with these songs. And from an animation perspective, that's just a lot of fun.
Together, we come out right in the end. 'Cause it's better to be a friend.
Oh, sharing is richer than taking. Helping as we go along. 'Cause it's better to be a friend.
The central messages of the series are love, friendship, adventure, and belief. And those things are definitely positive elements, and they're going to be things that will be reflected in the music.
Different styles, different tempos, different personalities. It's just really amazing to have all these different kinds of music come together and bring life to these characters.
We're really telling the story three ways. We're telling it in music, we're telling it in dialogue, and we're telling it visually. So when all those work together, it's amazing.
Cut!
Your little it was really great at the end.
That's cool.
I can hear what you're saying and you're saying.
Say action, it'll make them feel like they're TV stars.
Okay. Here we go!
This is just for you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I-E-S-O-D-O. Come meet our friend, Yesado.
The second I heard the song, it's incredibly catchy, and I knew the intention was to bring that childlike excitement to it.
This is cool. Yeah, you can hear it.
Show the way of love. Yesado. Yesado.
Wait, that's his name.
I think you'll need to use earplugs.
When we work together, amazing things happen.
I'll rely on instruments or certain chordal moods that I've created to reflect certain aspects of Jesus' message.
He's the one who brought us together. Now we know his name forever. I-E-S, friendship's the best.
I think the sound is very unique for a kids program. We didn't want to go too young and singy-songy. We didn't want to go too old and rock and roll.
I could talk for 10 minutes and you might go, whoa, what just happened? But if I sing a nice hook of a chorus,
It never goes away.
you might be humming that when you leave the building.
I-E-S-O-D-O. And now you know Yesado.
And if you're humming that and you're thinking about the message of Christ, then the job is done.
Follow me.